What's up, you guys? My name is Olivia. Welcome to my channel, a place for content creators and entrepreneurs. In today's video, we're going to talk about how to start a successful Etsy shop. So if you're interested, keep on watching. All right, so the first step to starting a successful Etsy shop is validating your product. As I mentioned in my previous video, you want to validate your product. You want to make sure there's a market for your product. I share a little bit of how to do that in the other video. You want to go on Etsy search, Google Trends, see if anyone's looking for it, because you don't want to build a whole shop and then no one comes to it. No one's interested in your product. When you're coming up with your product, try not to reinvent the wheel. Go with something that's already working, something that's already selling, something that you don't mind doing on a consistent basis. Next thing you want to do is check Etsy's policies. Make sure your Etsy product is Etsy approved. Make sure you're able to sell it on there, because the last thing you want to do is put your product up and then a week from now have your shop suspended because you did not follow Etsy's policy. So make sure you go to their policy. I will leave a link below in the description that explains everything, what they approve of, what they do not approve of. So I know over time things have changed. Now they allow print on demand, and I mean, that's a whole thing of its own. So make sure you look at their policies before you put out your product. So once you make sure your product can be sold on Etsy, you want to go ahead and find out where you're going to get your materials and your supplies. So for example, if you're doing t-shirts, you need to find out who your supplier is, where you can find your supplier. Are you ordering offline? Are you ordering locally? You need to find that out before you start marketing. You want to make sure you have all that together. If you're doing digital products, you also want to do the same. You want to make sure you have the right software. What software is best to make the digital product that you want, your printables, anything that's digital. So you want to make sure whether it's Photoshop, whether it's Canva, just make sure you have your software, have the right software in place so you can create it and sell it. Because once you start your shop, you don't want to be running around like a chicken with your head cut off. That's the last thing you want to do. Also, when you're finding your supplier or your supplies, your material, when looking for your supplier, you want to make sure you also have a plan A, then a plan B, and sometimes a plan C, because just in case, there are times when that supplier may not have what you need. So you need to have a plan B to fall on when plan A doesn't work. Hey, could you do me a quick favor and like this video if you find these tips helpful? I'd really appreciate it. Think of it as you're helping me help you. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is create your product. Create a sample of your product, because you want to have something to take photos of to post onto your Etsy shop. So now you want to create the product, like a sample product of what they're going to receive, what your customers are going to receive. Once you find your supplies and or your materials, you want to go ahead and start creating your product. If you haven't built up the skill yet to make your product, you want to go ahead and take this time to practice making your product. Practice making this product. Once you practice and you built up the skill, because you want to give your customers nothing but grade A, go ahead and take the next step and make mock-ups for your products. If you can't make mock-ups, you can find mock-ups on Etsy, Creative Market. They have mock-ups just about for any product out there. So go ahead and look that up. This way it saves you time and you don't have to create a whole collection of your product, take up all your time and create physical mock-ups, physical results of your product. Instead, you can just have a mock-up and then just display that. Those work just as well as the real thing when you put it up for display on your Etsy shop. So go ahead and practice, have the skill. If you already have the skill, cool. Move on to creating your mock-up. And if you can't find any mock-up, then afraid you're gonna have to go ahead and create at least just a couple so that your customer can get a feel for what they're going to experience, what they're going to receive if they purchase from you. If you can't create your mock-ups and you have to create the product itself physically, cool. You want to go ahead and do that, then take photos of your product. So once you've created your mock-up, you want to go ahead and list out your prices. Go ahead and organize the prices you want to have for each product. People do it different ways. Some put in the labor for them to make it. That's cool. Some people don't. It's really up to you. I feel like, to me, my honest opinion, I feel like there is no right or wrong way to come up with the price for your product. You price it how you want to price it. At the end of the day, you want to be able to make a profit after taking out all expenses. So the price that it took to buy the materials for the product, and some people put in the time it took, the labor it took to make the product, then you want to put in the fees of Etsy in the cost of the product as well. If you want to do free shipping, some people will usually take cost of shipping and put it into the price of their product also. So I'll leave a link below for a helpful article on how to do that. So yes, you want to go ahead and have your prices organized for each product that you have. So this way, when you're ready to list all your items on Etsy, you have all that written down or in an Excel sheet. So that way you don't have to keep looking back and forth and wondering like, oh, what did I price this product? What did I price this product? Instead, you have it all listed, and it'll make the process go like 10 times smoother when you're creating and building your Etsy shop. Once you have your prices organized and listed, you want to go ahead and come up with a versatile Etsy shop name. Notice I said versatile. Reason why I said versatile, because you don't want to have a shop called Bows for Littles, and later on bows may not work out for you. Who knows? It may work out for you, but what if it doesn't? We want to always prepare for that moment. So you want to go and have a versatile name, something that can adjust to whatever you may change to possibly in the future. So don't limit yourself when it comes to your shop. I believe you can only change your shop name twice, so you want to go ahead and go with a versatile name. Find something that doesn't hold you down to just one category. Do not do that. I've made that mistake. Don't do it, okay? One day you may find out that what you're doing may not be for you. It may not be for you, and you might want to make a pivot in your Etsy shop. It happens. Have a versatile shop name that leaves you room to grow in the future. Okay, so now have your product, you have the materials, you know your supplier, you know where you want to get your materials from, you have practiced the skill or built the skill up to create the product that you want to create. And if you already have the skill, cool, even better. Now you have moved on to the point of creating mock-ups for your products or taking pictures of your products, whichever works best for you and your situation with your product. Or you may prefer an actual realistic photo of your product. Perfectly fine. Different strokes for different folks. Then you want to move on to your prices. You have your prices listed and organized and your versatile Etsy shop name. Now you want to move on to the big step of actually signing up and registering your Etsy shop on Etsy. So go ahead and sign up. Create an email that is separate for just your Etsy shop, because you don't want to mix your personal things you may have subscribed to. You don't want to have all that funneling into your inbox. You just want to have just your Etsy orders or whatever Etsy newsletter things that you may have signed up for. Have all that into that separate Gmail account or whichever email provider you prefer. Have a brand new email address and then sign up for Etsy. Once you've signed up, you're gonna have to register for an Etsy shop, and then you're gonna go through the steps it takes to sign up for an Etsy shop. It's pretty simple. They lead you step by step of how to do it. Then you want to put in your Etsy shop. Now remember, you only have one more chance after you put in your Etsy shop name. You only have one more chance to change it if you want to change it. So make sure it is a versatile Etsy shop name, okay? You want to be able to grow just in case. You never know. So once you've done that, we've got it up and rolling. You know, now it's time to take the next step and go ahead and put in our item photos, titles, descriptions, tags, all that good stuff, and get the ball rolling. Okay, so now it's time to sign up. If you want to, you can sign up through the link in my description below, and you can get your first 40 Etsy listings for free. Okay, you guys, so if you are ready to get the ball rolling in your brand new Etsy shop, then keep a lookout for my next video, which will be talking about how to start a successful Etsy shop part 2. So real quick, if you could comment below what your current struggles are as a beginner Etsy seller down below.